Hi folks, Rick Holland for Trade Show Web Radio, and today I'm going to tell you how this course is going to change your life. It's called Podcast Interviewing Skills. So why do we call it Podcast Interviewing Skills? You know, a lot of people get nervous behind a microphone and a video camera, and I got to tell you, I'm here to tell you that it's embarrassingly easy to set up a podcast show. It really is. All you have to do is follow some very simple steps, and it's just like falling off a log. Join me, won't you? Inside here, and we have to keep in mind that our customers, our clients, this is the device that they carry around with them. And there was a study done in North America that said 97% of all smartphone users keep their smartphone within 3 feet of them 97% of the time in a 24-hour period. That means their phone is no more than 3 feet away from them at any time. So imagine if you went to a trade show, or if you went to a wedding or event or a festival, and someone sat down with those people and did interviews and interviewed them to find out their pain points, their most interesting, their fascinating stuff, and captured the excitement of that particular event, festival, wedding, celebration, whatever it is, put it in a video format, and then released it to the world. You could use that to educate, to inform, to entertain. Yes, and then once you get all those three done, guess what that does? It helps you market your goods, services, and products. We're having a ton of fun. We are going to support you any way we can through our weekly podcast show. I will be willing to Skype into your podcast show if I have time, and if I'm sitting here in my studio not doing anything, just let me know. Give me an email at tradeshowwebradio@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to Skype in and help you. This is support you're not going to find anywhere else. I guarantee it. My name is Rick Holland, and I'm interested in helping you create your own web radio show. Welcome to our class. Thanks. We'll see you inside. Bye-bye. That's right. Everyone now knows what a podcast is. We teach podcasting, but we do it in a very specific way. We teach you how to podcast in a trade show, an event, a festival, a celebration, a wedding, anywhere where people gather. You can set up your own podcast show. We call it web radio or radio on demand. It's a lot of fun. And let me explain to you why you should get involved with Trade Show Web Radio and creating interviewing skills that you can use in trade shows. The important keys to remember when you're interviewing at a trade show, an event, a wedding, a festival, or any kind of a celebration is to relax. Your job is to relax yourself and then your guest or your co-host or your guest to make sure that they can bring out the best stories, to make sure that they relax. Once you relax, everyone around you can relax. This is a very personalized course where you take some of your personality and mix it in with some of our training, and tell you what, that's where the magic happens, because we give you a step-by-step guide. Not only that, but I am here to support you all throughout your training. If you have a web radio show that you're putting on at a festival, at a trade show, at an event, at a wedding, I can Skype in. If you've got a landline connection at that particular event, I'll Skype in from this computer, from this studio, if I have the time. If I'm not at a trade show, I'll help you with your trade show. I will help you co-host your trade show right over the internet, right from my home office. And then we have our mobile office that goes out to do trade shows. What will you learn in this course? Well, you're going to learn how to create your own web radio show that you can take to anywhere. I mean, can you imagine hotels, conference centers, weddings, festivals, trade shows? Do you know how many trade shows go on during the year? It is ridiculous. I made a list of the trade shows that are in my area in the Fraser Valley in a 3-month period, and there were close to 65 trade shows. That wasn't including the big wedding shows. That's not including the festivals or the events, just trade shows in convention centers. Large hotel chains have convention centers. You could be their go-to podcaster. You could be their go-to web radio show host. Think about it. We've included training in here, and we've given you documents and letters, form letters, that you can send to your local Chamber of Commerce. You can send to sponsorships for if you want to get sponsored. Here is what properly prepared students should get out of this course. You will have the building blocks to start podcasting immediately. Now, are you going to have to buy some equipment? Yes, you will have to buy some equipment. Probably you're going to have a minimum of $1,000 worth of equipment, and you may already have that in your home, believe it or not. If you have even an older video camera. You can hook that up to a direct injection box and then get a $100 microphone, and you're good to go. You can start your own web radio show. You can do a run-and-gun radio show at an event or a festival or a trade show, and you don't have to set up a booth. You can go in there real lean and mean, and with a shoulder rig mount, with a camera on, like a video camera, and a Zoom, and an audio recording machine like the Zoom H6N, and you can go into a trade show and just interview people at their booths. That's how you get started. I mean, folks, this is really dynamic. You can put them on Spreaker, you can put them on YouTube, you can put them on Twitter, you can put them on Facebook. I'll tell you what, podcasting is taking North America by storm. I don't want you to lose out on this because it's very, very important. In our training, you will notice that when you are listening to the audio quality from the trade show, there is a little bit of background noise from the trade show. That is actually intended. I wanted to capture some of the sound field of the trade show itself. So I run two microphones. I run a microphone like this. In my particular last trade show, it was called the Yeti Pro. So the microphone picks up this way, so for my guest and myself, and then I have a shotgun microphone here that points up toward my guest's mouth. Now, why do I do this? Why do I want to record some of the soundscape? I want to record some of the trade show soundscape. We are putting together our own podcast show or web radio show in support of you. Now, it's going to include event planners and content creators and bloggers and podcasters. I mean, you guys are already creating content anyway. Here's some income potential that you may not have taken a look at yet, but trade shows, weddings, celebrations, organizations, events, those are the places that you want to be because businesses already collect there. It's like a digital water cooler. So join me in this amazing course. You're going to get some great skills about how to interview for your podcast. Just sit down and start interviewing. I had so much fun with our guests at our last trade show. It was nonstop enjoyment. And when you capture that kind of excitement with high-definition pictures and high-definition video and really good quality audio, you capture that excitement, and that is marketing magic. That can be used for the entire year or until next year's trade show. People will love you for it. And then we'll wrap it up in a digital magazine, connect all those videos and pictures together, give each vendor their own full one-page section on our magazine, and then link their interactive video interviews to that magazine and then send it out to the entire trade show. I'll tell you what, you multiply your efforts. Say, for example, you go to a trade show with 200 vendors, and you interview 30 of those vendors over the course of 3 days. So 10 vendors a day. That's a nice, moderate pace. Do 10 vendors a day for 3 days. That's 30 vendors. If you charge $120 per vendor, you can make yourself quite a bit of money on the weekend. Now remember, that is delivered video content. You've got to put in lower thirds. You've got to put in, you got to do your audio. But I can help you with all of that. It is so much fun. No one said that this was going to be easy. No one said running a business is easy. However, it is extremely fulfilling and it's very gratifying. And when you build this business in layers and do all the right things, business comes to you. You don't have to go to wait to business. Business will come to you. We are working now with some very, very large wedding show planners. And weddings, the wedding industry is going crazy. Did you know that in where I live, this part of the country, in the Fraser Valley, in Vancouver area, the average price of a wedding is $32,000 to $35,000? Well, they could hire you for an extra $3,000 to do their wedding, to do their pictures, their videos, their web radio show, and put together a little magazine for them during the wedding. Weddings are phenomenal places to podcast at, to build a web radio show at. We just finished doing a 3-day show at the West Coast Women's Show, October 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2015 at the TradeX in Abbotsford, BC. And we had a ton of fun. Tell you what, folks, if you've ever thought of, well, I wonder what it's like, I wonder what it would be like to own my own podcast show, you can do this. I have built this system so you can go out and immediately start selling your services. Yes, it's going to take you a little bit of practice, but within a couple of weeks, you'll have enough confidence and enough knowledge and enough skills and gifts and abilities to go out there and do the entire thing yourself. Yes. Well, I'll see you inside the course. Thanks a lot for coming, folks. Bye-bye.